Welcome back to Fox 25 News at 11. We're glad you're staying with us. I'm Shardaa Gray. This is the first legal challenge that we've seen against Senate Bill 658 as students head back to the classroom. And as you mentioned before, that hearing begins later in the afternoon. But what we know so far is that the attorney who is suing the state says that they have concerns about rising case numbers as well as the spread of the Delta variant. We just got done talking with the Oklahoma City Police Department. Officers out here on scene, and they do confirm this is a hit and run involving an uncle and his 11-year-old nephew. And the Oklahoma City Public School says starting today, anybody who's unvaccinated who has been in close contact with somebody who has been infected with COVID-19 has to stay at home for 10 days. Well, Jasmine, the Safe at School Act, House Bill 2967, would restore local control for Oklahoma communities by repealing portion of Senate Bill 658. We did get a chance to talk with the Midwest City Interim Chief, and he says thankfully nobody else was hit when they say that suspect was firing that rifle in the air and on the ground. But we do know that suspect was taken to the hospital after being shot by that officer. And you can see behind me that it extends all the way down Air Depot. And they say that shooting happened right here at the Valero, right across the street from me. And we have noticed a difference, definitely compared to yesterday, where I'm standing right now. We were able to at least stand out here, as well as other people, just to stand out and fish and put their boats in. But there's a vast difference, and what we've been saying all morning is that it's increased more than a foot compared to yesterday. During the pandemic, Tulsa police say they've seen an increase in gang activity, and the city's mayor says it's the worst it's been in generations. And that game just kicked off starting at 11, and you can obviously see that there are thousands of people coming in by the bus loads, getting off of the shuttle bus. And we know that this has just brought in a lot of people from all over. We did get a chance to talk with the Oklahoma City County Health Department, and they say they're hoping to vaccinate at least 200 people today. They say they are aware that there are some people out there that are just unsure about the vaccine, skeptical, or just flat out don't want to get it. And as you mentioned before, it just kicked off, and what you can see right now, unfortunately, it's kind of barren here. Wallet Hub deemed Oklahoma 43rd place due to having a low score in the opportunity and competition category. Now, today, Governor Kevin Stitt will visit Integris Baptist Medical Center to see how they're battling nursing shortage in the state. About 1 in 7 vaccinated Americans have dumped friends over the COVID-19 vaccine, according to a new survey. Well, the Oklahoma City Public School District Superintendent Sean McDaniel says that before school started, there were a total of 4 cases district-wide. That's 3 students and 1 teacher. That jumped up to 88 students and 31 teachers on Thursday. And you can hear that music flowing, very inspirational music. And we're actually joined by CC Jones, who's the campaign director for Justice for Jones. And talking to you just beforehand, you said that this movement is faith-based. And I mean, you can obviously hear that right now.
Absolutely.
Shardaa, did you get out there running with him? Did you get your steps in this morning?
Adam and Jasmine, no, I did not get my steps in. I'm not dressed for that. I do have my gym shoes on. I want to show you guys I do have my gym shoes on, but I wasn't completely dressed for that. But there are other people who were completely dressed, including the governor.
And Shardaa, just pardon me here for one question just to ask you, because we have heard some of the sound bites from the mayor, who's been very open and honest that people will have to get removed. I mean, has he done anything more than just kind of saying that out loud? Has anybody gotten close? Or what are some of the things that you've seen from the people that are there? I mean, anything that you would think might be starting to warrant that kind of action?
Well, Adam, we haven't seen anybody actually removed. As you once heard, at least twice the mayor did voice, even yelling at the crowd, letting them know that if they get out of hand again, that he does have the right to remove them. We did not see anybody removed at this time, but once again, we do know that the Oklahoma City Police Department is here just in case to make sure that it doesn't get out of hand, but we'll definitely keep track of this and let you know how this all pans out. Back to you, Adam. All right, well, thanks for joining us for the Fox 25 News at 11. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you back here at 5. That mother tells us her son is recovering, but she tried to remain calm as much as possible yesterday after her son called saying that there was an incident that happened right here at this McDonald's, and she said he just started working there 2 days ago.
It's really scary as a parent, to hear that kind of news.
Brandy Shatswell never thought she'd get a call from her son saying a shooting happened at McDonald's near Southwest 89th and Penn.
My heart started racing so fast. I was so scared, and I just tried to stay calm so we can make sure to keep him calm, because I finally got him on the phone, and I'm like, I'm heading right there now. I can see, there's a lot of cops. There's somebody in handcuffs.
But that wasn't the only call that was made yesterday about the shooting.
The lady pulled out a gun and she started shooting up McDonald's, and then all the workers just ran. We're all outside.
And Oklahoma City police tell us one person was shot in the arm.
Is anyone hurt?
Yeah, I got hit.
You've been hit?
Other people. Yeah, I need help though.
Oklahoma City police says 32-year-old Gloricia Woody came inside the dining area, which was closed because of the coronavirus.
It asked the suspect to leave. She refused to leave and got into an altercation with the manager.
As for Shatswell, she's trying to wrap her mind around how an employee asking someone to leave results in pulling out a gun and firing rounds.
I feel like the virus is just making people really crazy.
Police tell us a second employee was hit in the arm and a third employee was hit on the side due to fragments from a bullet, and they tell us all 4 employees are expected to survive. Back to you. It's great to see you. We haven't talked since February. How have you been?
I am great. I am really good.
Moore first grade teacher Mrs. Emily Marshall is all smiles per usual, but now she has an even better reason to smile from ear to ear after some great news from her oncologist.
Had some scans, and my oncologist said that it responded really well to the chemo pills that I took, and it was all completely gone. There was no evidence of disease.
But there's a catch.
But I will be staying on my chemo pills for the rest of my life. I do 1 week on and 1 week off because it keeps that from coming back.
Which, by the way, she has no problem taking.
I'm good with taking it the rest of my life as long as I don't have to deal with the cancer, because it's just a pill. I take 3 in the morning and 3 at night for 1 week on, 1 week off, and minimal side effects. So I say, hey, quality of life is good.
Let's rewind a few months back, just before the pandemic, when we first talked to her. Marshall told us she was 33 years old when she was diagnosed with triple-negative breast cancer in 2008. It came back again in 2012, where she had a double mastectomy, again in 2015, and again in 2016, where she had another mastectomy.
Triple negative is very aggressive. It's the most aggressive and hardest to treat breast cancer.
Actually, she has been taking Xeloda capecitabine since the last time we spoke to Marshall in February. The medicine kills cancer cells by acting as false building blocks in a cancer cell's genes, causing the cancer cell to die as it gets ready to divide. It was a test trial she took for 4 months to see if the pills would work. And in May, her oncologist told her she was cancer-free.
Right after the quarantine started and we were all on lockdown, she told me in May, she said, your scans came back clean. There's nothing on them.
This is the first time in a long time since Marshall has walked into a classroom cancer-free.
This is the first year in 4 years that I've not started school with cancer.
And Marshall's class and so many others are glad she has another fighting chance. Shardaa Gray, Fox 25 News.